Welcome, everyone, to the Tama Panda podcast. I'm your host, Tama Panda, and I'll be joined with my husband, the Relentless Undead.
So it's been a long time since we did a podcast, 2 years ago. Tammy looked it up. We started doing podcasts when I first started the channel, which was about 4 years ago. And we did them for about 2 years. But then we just didn't feel like they were really doing anything for the channel. I think Tammy looked, and like the last one that was released for my channel was had 2 views, and Tammy was the second view. So we're not quite sure if this is going to work out the way we want it to. But we're doing them again. Primarily because we're going to be trying to add more to the channel. I'm trying to add more substance to my channel completely. Like, I'm adding RimWorld again, Paleon, Prison Architect, Master Planet Architect, Stellaris, and I think that's everything. Feel like I'm missing one, but I'm going to pretend I'm not. But yeah, it's going to be coming out every day. I'm going to have something come out. And then me and Tammy were talking about possibly doing a monthly podcast in which we watch like a Disney movie and then read the fables based off the Disney movie, and then like just tell the differences and the weird spots about what we think about the movies. Kind of like a weird movie review.
Yeah. Not quite necessarily did the books do it better or whatever, but because obviously it's going to be different.
Yeah.
It's going to be Disneyfied.
Yeah.
But
more of like the weird stuff that, looking back at, I remember one of them that I was saying, like, did Beast really deserve to be punished the way he did in Beauty and the Beast? Stuff like that. So it's going to be things like that. Tammy's also going to be doing a monthly podcast exclusively for her channel. This one that you're currently listening to, besides the beginning intro, is going out on both of our channels. So this will be our February podcast. I'm not sure when Tammy's is going to be released. I know that we're releasing this Friday, so I don't know if she wants to release hers after this one, obviously, but every first of the month. But yeah, we'll figure that out. I think the other thing is, one of the things that we want to do is try to get people's opinions about what topics we should talk about, what games we should play, stuff like that. I know that I think it's going to be one of the rare ones that's going to be recorded on my phone. I know that from this point on, we're going to be trying to record them via my computer on Discord. So, yeah. I guess we could go over a couple of the interesting things that we do for our channels. So, I'm going to try keeping this podcast kind of short anyway. We're going to be aiming for 20 to 30 minutes per for an episode of podcast. But I think this one we're going to try aiming for like 10, 15. So, we'll see if this actually kind of works. But, yeah, I know that me personally, I stream almost every day on Twitch. I try to stream every day, but, recently, for whatever reason, it's been really hard to get to sleep for me. So, based off of that, it's really hard for me to, then get up, do a bunch of things around the house, and then stream, because by that time, I'm just exhausted, and it gets a little harder, or much harder, when Tammy's home and she's also exhausted, because then I'm just like, well, I like playing video games with Tammy, but if she's too tired to play video games, then why not just hang out? So it's one of those problems too.
yeah, I find it's been hard to get proper sleep during my work week, and then the weekend, I'm like, I need to sleep in. And then I don't know if my body just is like, you're oversleeping, and then I'm just relatively exhausted throughout the day, but...
Yeah. But yeah, Tammy does have a thing on her channel. I have it on my channel just differently. In which whoever tips us the most money within the month, they get to choose what game we play. So basically the idea is like throughout the entire month of February, whoever has tipped the most amount over the entire month gets to choose a game that I play or Tammy plays within restrictions. Obviously, it has to be Twitch friendly, and it also has to be something we own. If not, they have to kind of acquire it for us, because we're not like, huge hardcore making billions of zillions of internet bucks. So Tammy does hers for 6 hours. So whatever game it is, she usually plays for 6 hours, because she has a full-time job, so it's harder for her to stream in general. So me and her decided that 6 hours was a good amount of time once a month to play just a game. And for me, it is supposed to be 20 hours or 4 streams, whatever. Basically, both criteria must be met. But the problem recently is just the fact that, like, the last two games I got, the last one was Death's Door, which I have to get Tammy, who's the one that actually suggested it for me, funnily enough. I have to get her to actually play it, because she was like, play it so you can get all the achievements. And then I've ran across like 3 bosses where I've just smashed my head against the wall until I beat them.
Yeah. It's what some people call like a bullet hell or whatever, because there's like a lot of moving things happening and just having to memorize patterns, and then the patterns change, and it's a game that I am kind of used to, because I play those kind of games all the time, like when it's just me playing them. But
I'm also playing with a handicap, because one of the achievements is to play with just the umbrella, which is the weakest weapon. It does 0.5 base damage, so it's quite difficult. And then you get certain bosses that you're supposed to do certain strategies, and when I've looked it up to figure out how to beat these bosses, and I've read the strategies, I can't implement the strategy. I cannot figure it the fuck out. So it's one of those things where I don't know if it's just my playstyle doesn't work, or if it's just I'm supposed to expect it differently.
Yeah, a lot of those kind of games you have to spec with especially if in the case of what you're doing, you need to dash in, whack once or twice, dash out. So it's just time consuming.
Well, there's also another attack that you can do, and I've never been able to perfect it, which is you're supposed to be able to dash in with an attack, and then you can dash out. But the problem is that whenever I go to dash in with the attack, I can never seem to get it to actually attack. So I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or what, but nonetheless. And then the other game, it doesn't have autosaves, and it just became stupidly open world. So I say by stupidly, I mean like it's a lot of things that you can accidentally just miss and not be able to collect. And my brain's like, oh, you must collect everything. So I'm kind of running into that problem where it's like, do I just ignore it and not collect everything? Or do I try to collect everything?
Yeah. Your completionist brain is saying, collect everything.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure that out. What else are we doing for our channels? That I know that we wanted to, or I wanted to do something for our channels, but it seems like it's too much work for you with your full-time job. So I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that. Which was the whatchamacallits there? The stories you draw. We do short stories. Wanted to do that so that we have more shorts that would go up on our channels.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll still try that. Maybe we could just try doing it for, instead of like a lot, maybe you could try doing it like a monthly thing.
It's just trying to block time out for it, which
the problem is also the fact that how you usually run things is like when you're home, you have free time. When you do have free time, not always, but when you have free time, you usually just are being a potato because you've worked all day, which is perfectly acceptable. You don't want to go and freaking start drawing these, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to delve into a project after, like, melting my brain at work.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll have to figure out something because I really want to start being able to tell those stories, and I don't see another way to be able to do it but that. So, anything else that you can think of that you really want to bring up with people or have people do, or?
Not that I can think of, other than just saving up for the laptop.
Yeah, it's the other thing. Sammy's laptop has 10-year-old laptop, and it's starting to reach its end of its life for streaming. It's still a good laptop. It still works. She'll probably still keep it for like something, but it's not like streaming anymore.
Yeah, it's using too much CPU, which is unfortunate. It was really good for a long time, and then...
Yeah. So we're just waiting for our tax return, which I think is going to be in March, because I think Twitch gives out their stuff in March. Beginning of March? I believe so.
Yeah, I think last year we got yours mid-March.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be out, yeah, somewhere around that time, yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be setting up an appointment for that with our tax companies and stuff, and doing taxes, and hoping we get roughly what we got last year, because we're not making nearly that much on Twitch, so we shouldn't have to pay too much. But if we get the same amount that we got last time, Tammy's going to get like a $2,000 laptop. And then we're going to try helping our roommate, the Captain Jupiter show, get a laptop as well. He's got some money already set up to the side, so we're going to try helping him with the rest, and then having him just pay us back. The reason for that is that he's having the same issue, but with his Series S, that it's being too choppy and stuff like that at certain points. So he's wanting to stream. He wants to put out more stuff, but he's very, 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 very picky about the quality. So, yeah. I don't know if there's anything else that really needs to be gone over. But if you do have a opinion about topics you guys would like us to be talking about, we can definitely talk about it. I do intend to have other people than just me and Tammy do the podcast. I think the later half of the original podcast series had just me and Tammy. And yeah, the goal is to have other people via Discord, like having her sister at some point, or having Chris and Jay and Bryant and other friends. Tammy's looking through it. Yeah. Go all the way back to the beginning. Holy junk! No. Sorry, the end, Evan. Holy junk! We're just like looking at it right now. The last 3 podcasts were literally just me and Tammy, and then we had a huge one for Chris's birthday, which was a bunch of people, and then it was me and Tammy again, and then it was me, Tammy, Chris, and then me, Tammy, Chris, me, Tammy, Chris, me, Tammy, Chris, me and Tammy, me, Tammy, Chris, and it just keeps like that for a while, where it's just me and Tammy, and then me, Tammy, Chris. There's even one where it's just me. I did a podcast by myself. Twice. 3 times. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess that's what just started happening. So I just started talking to myself. Yeah, it makes about sense when it comes to me, though. So yeah, I think that's, again, what we're going to try aiming for, is like seeing if we can get other friends to jump in via Discord, because that was one of the hardest problems that we were having, is that but our longest podcast, 1.5 hours. I think I even say that I swear this will be our longest podcast, and then yeah, try not going for another 1.5 hour podcast, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, anything else you want to add? Okay. Well, yeah, I could have probably cut out the entire ending of this where I would just talk about the podcast, but the point we're trying to get to is that we're trying not to do that. We're trying to have it where we have more people. Pumpkin, I understand that you would like to be a part of this podcast. I do. Tell the people. There. There. Pumpkin was part of the podcast. Jeez, man. You just wanted to be a part of it. You're like, Nico got to be part of it when she was around. Why can't I be part of it? There you go, buddy. My giant floof noodle. But yes, like I said, if you guys have any suggestions on games you'd like us to play, or suggestions on podcasts you'd like to have with me or Tammy, or if you're like, hey, do a podcast with the Captain Jupiter show about this topic, we will look into it. We cannot guarantee anything except for the fact that we will look into it. So, I hope everyone enjoyed them, and I'll see you guys next time.